the board. This is culture. Sit up straight and track.
Guys, what are we doing? I will not be your system's robot.
Every day I go to school and learn lies. Why aren't you teaching me the damn truth? You know if I know this knowledge, I will be awakened, scaring you to death.
I am white collar button, shirt tail tucked in, sitting straight up in this desk, ready to learn. I've practiced this every day for 11 years. I think I'm finally ready to learn. I've earned that, haven't I? I think I've kissed the white man's ass long enough for a lesson. Excuse my language, but I've got an overdue confession. I am the product of crack babies, not no damn Andover graduates. Do not take me from the roots of my great-grandmother's willow tree.
Walking down the streets, feeling naked, anticipating the moment of what people are thinking about you. Always looking the corner of your eyes, wondering if people are laughing at you. Not being able to do anything you like because you have no belief in yourself. Getting scared every time when someone hears you sing. Letting people walk all over you. Everything they say hits your gut. Every compliment gives you life. Watching that girl's Instagram over there because you love everything about her. Every picture gives you life because she's beautiful. But you can't see why anybody would see you the way you see that girl. Those likes give you approval that you're great. But those 4 likes don't give you validity.
The me you see, it may not appeal to you, but who are you to tell me who I am? Trust me, because the me you see, it's only the surface. The constant thought of bothering my true self is exhausting.
The me you see standing before you is a character, a lie, a sham. You don't see the anger, you don't see the hurt, and you don't see the weakness. You don't see me, and you never will.
The me you see is this AF scholar, brainwashed to believe this ideal life is supposed to be this way. The me you don't see is the person that rages out against these beliefs, but can't because that's not culture. But what really is culture? And why do I have to adapt to this culture to become successful? The me you see is a doll. The me you don't see is a true me.
The me you see is this girl with a broken youth. That's not right for the world. But the truth is, I'm not ready for anything.
You're just wasting your time, knowing damn well that you won't get any further than the rest of them. Stop wasting your time in the figment of your imagination, they say.
It doesn't matter what they think about you and the way they judge you for your looks. It matters what you think about yourself, who you are, what you can do. Don't be ashamed to show it to the world. Don't hide yourself in the darkness.
You will see me getting the highest grades. You will hear I rank number 5. You will listen as my medals clink as I walk across the stage at graduation. You will applaud my accomplishments. You will not see me taking my sister to school in basketball shorts and a head wrap. You will not hear me as I perfectly recite Nicki Minaj while washing the dishes. You will not smell my tostones as they sizzle on the stove. But that doesn't mean that they aren't there. You will applaud my accomplishments and denounce my character.
I've never really felt pushed in school. All they focus on is college instead of actually pushing me to do something in my life. They expect me to graduate, but do they expect anything else? They expect me to meet the expectations of a black person, but do they expect me to meet the ones of a white man?
You will see me sitting up straight. You will see me in a business suit. You will see me being serious, because that's what I'm told I have to be to make it in this world. You won't see me being who I actually want to be. Mom and Dad are upset because I got a B. But I'm a smart girl.
What you mean is you're spending her entire night stressing yourself to study, girl.
And I'm a pretty girl.
You meet Ellis diets and remedies, girl.
The outspoken girl.
Taking 1,000 breaths and procrastinating before you speak, girl.
The fit girl.
Throws up after every meal, girl.
The happy girl.
Therapy for almost a year and your doctor still has you on meds, girl.
The confident girl.
Can't look into anyone's face because they're too busy looking at this disgrace, girl.
In a perfect relationship girl.
My boyfriend controls me but tells me he loves me, girl.
Cut the crap, Joy.
It's total BS when you say, people are amazing, but you know you want to say, can't you see I'm avoiding you?
Things are going great, but you know you want to say, I can hear you whispering, laughing at me behind my back.
This will be an amazing day. But you know you want to say, I don't want to see your face.
Happy all the time, but you know you want to say, I lost the one I love most.
Always energetic, but you know you want to say, I haven't slept in days.
You are so pretty. But you know you want to say, I wish I could look like you.
The world is wonderful, but you know you want to say, too bad it's being blurred by my tears.
The sky looks so different, but you know you want to say, horrible, shattered, unoriginal.
I don't feel well today. I want to cry. But don't worry. I'm fine. What it's like to be black for those who aren't. It's dressing every day as if you have a job interview because everybody is watching. It's sitting up a bit straighter on the train as the shades turn from brown to white.
What it's like to be black in my eyes. I don't feel inferior. I know who I am and who I want to be, and I won't let a stereotype or a white man's opinion define who I am. I look at myself as the black girl, as good as anyone else. And it's 2016, and I have the opportunity to make people like me in the past proud. Being black is a gift. You just need to know how to use the gift that's given to you.
When in American history did all lives matter?
All lives didn't matter when cops pulled the drive-by on 12-year-old Tamar Rice, blaming him for his own death.
All lives didn't matter when Ronald Reagan ignored the HIV/AIDS crisis in the 80s.
All lives didn't matter when the decision was made to drop a bomb on Japanese civilians, roughly killing 200,000 to shorten war.
All lives didn't matter when terrorist madmen attacked the Twin Towers in the Pentagon, killing nearly 3,000 Americans.
All lives didn't matter when police decided to protect the KKK but called Black Lives Matter a terrorist group.
All lives didn't matter when 6 million Jews were killed. All lives didn't matter when black people were counted at 3/5 of a person.
Black women, stay woke. There's no time for peace. You've always been the target. You've always been marginalized. Black women, heed warning. Keep your mask on at all times.
All lives didn't matter for the past 500 years. So don't be mad when I decided my life did.
My son would have been 22 today. 22. But 12 times over, he received the bullet, 12 times the warning. 12 times the blood from his body spilled, 12 times the blood from my body boiled until this melanin burned. My son is laying in a box wearing the suit he wore to funerals he didn't expect to wear to his own. White cop feels threatened when black boy reaches for his phone. Fire! 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 Do you still feel threatened after the first floor? Laying in a pool of his own blood, how could you fire a more black boy gone too soon? This world don't love black boys, which explains why it's so rare to see them become black men. What white cop you know said sorry? I bet you he'd do it all over again. Black boys stay woke. This ancient American dream is like we in 1940 again, when black boys who were lucky enough to become black men didn't get a second of sleep, because if they did, they might not ever wake up again. My son was no gangster, no gangbanger, but a black boy in a hoodie must scream danger. This pain of harbored in my chest is far beyond anger I despise. Anyone who answers this with all lives matter, that's bullshit. How can we all matter when your white cop loves to pull quick? I'm tired of going to funerals for black boys. I promise I ain't one for rage and violence, but something's gotta give. No mother should have to bury her son. Black lives matter, but we seem to lose one every time we blink. I am tired. My son would have been 22 today. 22. So let's all wish him a happy, would have been, birthday.
America's #1 game show, the show where personal will duke it out with societal pressures. Representing personal will, we have high school student Thea.
How you become against your school, your peers, and your mother? Do you feel prepared?
Well, I mean, I haven't had any real conflict with them yet, so I expect this to be pretty boring. Really? Yeah, I mean, as long as you respect my opinion, everything should be great.
You're so adorable. Now, let me introduce the pressures. Peers.
Just be true to yourself. I mean, unless it makes me uncomfortable.
We're just trying to prepare for the real world.
And last but not least, we have Mommy Dearest.
Mother knows best.
Okay, let's head into round 1. Mom, you're first.
Hey, Thea. How are you doing? Okay, too much to ask for, Thea?
Well, I'm surprised he didn't get a perfect score considering he blew the entire test. Besides, if you want to go to tutoring instead of babysitting, I'm pretty sure I would have done better.
Wow, Thea, coming out the swing. I like it.
Thea, you're gonna need to go home and change that outfit. All the skin going to be distracting for the other students.
My knees? My knees are going to be distracting? Yeah, you're right. All the boys will definitely be turned out by these
All right, here.
Thea, have you heard of this new diet? You like fast for 5 days and literally binge on everything for the rest of the week. You can lose weight but still keep on some of the fat to keep those curves. And you won't die, right?
Are you serious? This diet sounds completely unhealthy. You starve yourself for a week and then you eat complete junk. Just imagine the example that you're setting for girls and me.
Wow, Thea. It seems like you're holding your own against pressures round one. How are you feeling?
Well, I'm just
Great. Round two.
Okay. So I get that maybe what I said before was a little bit judgmental. So, but I mean, you know I'm only saying this because I care, right? I just don't want you to make the same mistakes that I have, you know? You know
Mom, I guess you do have more experience, and I should listen to you. You sacrificed so much for me, and the least I could do is try, right?
Oh, Thea! Conceding for the first time. Is this the beginning of the end for teen angst, Thea? I'm not in school. Can't 32 cents a conversation?
Thea, if you fail the test this time, it's just because you're not smart enough to handle this work. Maybe you should start looking for some community college.
You're basing this off of one test grade? That's ridiculous. And what's wrong with community college? You know what? I'm tired. I'm tired of trying for you. You know what?
Guess there's no beating that, right, folks? Tune in next week for The Loudest Voice.
It's crazy how much shit you've been through. I mean, how much shit you buried yourself in. It's crazy we're here. I didn't see you so deep beneath the soil, and it's clear you've given up on trying to find a way out. Are you breathing? Is this the good heart in you beating? I know you gave up on piecing it back together because there seems like there'll never be enough tape to hold an empty soul, but second chances are dull to sinners like us. A year ago, this wasn't you. You accomplished everything you put your mind to, and you weren't someone's fool. Where have you been? Every time I look at you, it's like looking at beautiful butterflies that are too weak to fly anymore. We used to dream up what seemed impossible. Now we see nothing but blackness when we sleep. Sadness ain't even gotta creep up on you anymore. Shit, he just walks in whenever he feels like it. Let him rob you of your happiness. And every time he comes here, it's almost like he never leaves. I'm sorry shit worked out this way. You were never perfect, but you do deserve a chance at love, and I'm sorry you're drowning in the devil's deep end of desolation. But shit happens. We all fuck up. It's just crazy that we're here. I just want you to know that I never hated you, and I never will.
we always worry. Worry about our looks. There's this fear inside. Am I pretty enough to face society? I don't have the confidence in myself because I'm scared. Scared of loving, scared of losing that person, scared of hoping because that might never come true.
I'm scared of being a girl. I have to be pretty to others. But I'm scared of my recent reality. I always think people might laugh at me because of the way that I dress, or if I don't have a pretty face like the girl beside me. I'm always questioning myself. Why am I not like her? Why do I always have to be judged by others? Why is it that I always look like a scared and depressed fool?
Because I'm just a girl, an ordinary girl who's prepared to accept on this world. My eyes are hiding the tears from the people. I will be the universal woman, no matter how much you hurt me to push me down. But don't ever think by yelling at me you can shut my mouth from speaking the truth. I will not let anyone put a level on me. It is best on what they see.
Heard careless whisper. I was watching. Are you scared of the dark? When I heard a jazzy, smooth song, I fell in love. So I searched and lucky for me, found this for free. Music to my ears. While kids were on their latest hits, I was freaking over. Tears full feels, how many looks I got. I was 12 when I heard.
Hey, girl, what's up?
Nothing?
What you doing?
Nothing?
What do you mean nothing?
Nothing, just nothing.
You're just sitting here doing nothing.
Yes.
Okay, well, when you're done doing nothing, we're all waiting for you.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
could you just
Yeah.
hurry up doing nothing?
Yeah. We'll just do this. I got this. I was 12 when I heard Careless Whisper. I was watching. Are you scared of the dark? When I heard a jazzy, smooth song, I fell in love. So I searched and lucky for me, I found this for free. Music to my ears. That's pretty good. While kids were on their latest hits, I was freaking over. Tears full feels, how many looks I got. 'Cause I favored pop over hip hop.
looked at me like an Oreo. Just a tick of a gun to set me on fire with this solo guitarist. My mind goes back.
Hey.
Mommy and Daddy grew me up to be a doctor. Oh no, I wanna be a musician with a mic and guitar. Oh, Mommy says musicians don't give a bug, and Daddy says it's a cold world. Just a tick of a gun to set me on fire with the solo guitarist. My mind goes back and think about possibilities. My name in lights, fans screaming my name. No, Mommy and Daddy. So I searched and I searched, and lucky for me, found this for free. Music to my ears.
Let's go already!
Okay.
I have so much to give, but you leave me with this. So much color and light and life, but you leave me with this. Engraved in my skin to think and act a certain way, but I don't want to be that. So much color, so much life, but you force me to think about the dullness of my life. I have so much to give, but you leave me with this, so don't be mad when everything breaks apart, because I have more power. I have so much to give, so I'm giving you all of it. I cannot feel my pain, I cannot see it, but I know it's there.
Representing the fact that in life we go through so much, having lots of ups and downs. Life's full of contentness and gloom, but the thing that you get out of it is strength. Questioning yourself, are you able to surpass that time of depression? We learn to live every day to the best of our ability, like it's our last.
I wasn't born with this fake mask. As I grew up, Dad taught me to wear the mask and hide the true identity of myself behind it. I have been wearing it for so long that I can't breathe through it anymore. Inside the mask is like a prison because I can see the huge blue sky through its eyes. I cry all night. My heart is aching. I'm broken, depressed, and stressed, but I'm wearing a smile all the day because I'm wearing a mask, and behind it, I'm hiding it all.
I am the mask of positivity. I represent all of the good that should be present in everyone's life. I've surrounded myself with the words that are meant to remind people of what those things are. I am not the mask you are born with, but the mask you should develop over time. With me, you can go through life, embracing anything and everything. You will stand tall amongst the others. Your greatness will no longer be hidden under the covers.
teenager.
Don't I have a choice?
Why? I want to ask whether the school system is in fact the system which we drove so many students away.
I wish to ask myself,
Was it all worth it? I really hope I become something great in the future. You know, because of culture and all. Was the behavioral system worth it?
making us feel like robots more than humans.
Why?
We don't understand why our opinions don't matter to you.
Even though you say they do, I am often left confused and it's your fault. Don't you understand I'm my own person?
I want to voice out my opinions,
But it has to be a professional email.
so what the fuck is the point?
Stop leaving me with no voice. Why won't you answer my questions? Why? Because if you don't, who will?
Do you think that as a society that we are satisfied with all these fabricated lies? The truth is bound to come out, and once it does, she sees everything, but does nothing.
She does too much.
What, are you afraid?
Aren't you afraid of the consequences?
Stop being afraid.
But the consequences can ruin you.
Damn the consequences. Silence can ruin you.
Silence will protect me. The silence, it hurts, but it's better than...
You need to stand. Stand from behind your shield. Your turned gaze. Your glass window, which will so easily be broken. Stand and fight.
Why should I leave my home? My peace? I am scared, yes. I am shamed, yes. I am in pain, yes. But I am alive. I can still smile. What if I go out there and the pain will be too great?
The only death you will feel is the death of a coward as you push your way through this world. You are a player in the game. It's time for you to play.
Do you think that as a society that we are satisfied with all these fabricated lies? The truth's bound to come out, and once it does,
Once we get a hold of it.
once we get that chance, that golden opportunity, there's no stopping us. We are going to be heard.
Can you see me?
Can you see me? Do you hear me? Are you listening?
I am more than this skin,
This hair.
this religion,
This sexuality.
this body.
These keys.
Can you see beyond my roots?
Or are you swimming on the surface of my melanin? Look at me.
I wear this crooked smile without fear.
I listen closely to the one I choose to hear.
And it's my own.
So when you look at me,
Look at my smile, because all of me is in it.
My name is Kaz. I like to dance.
Hey!
I'm not a beautiful that's what's wrong with that.
My name is Thea, and I cannot rhyme. So I'm gonna stop right there and not waste your time.
my name is Ariana, art major, 16 years old. Sometimes my words can be brash, powerful, bold. They call me an introvert, shy, small, quiet. I thought I'd try out acting, thinking, maybe they buy it.
My name is Aissatou, but you could call me Ice. 'Cause I'm
My name's Annisa, and it's really nice to meet you.
Wait, what's that?
Drop the beat!
My name is and I think I'm pretty cool, so I'm saying that because I like to go to school.
Excuse me, Aisha. It's big. Excuse me, Aisha. Excuse me, Aisha.
young women who've just performed, knowing that they wrote every word that you heard. Let's give it up for that. So as we do, as is vibe tradition, we have a talk back after every performance. This is your opportunity to ask questions of our young artists, and they will ask some questions of you at the end. So let's go. Who would like to ask a question? Yes.
This is for all of you. So what did you find was the most impactful part of your devising process?
I think something that was impactful was we all combined our ideas on one certain subject that we felt very strong about. And it was something that we can relate to in a serious way with society and the way that we're viewed in society. And with all our poems, we just kind of express how we feel towards certain subjects when we're not allowed to.
To add to what Aisha was saying, a lot of the pieces that you guys saw were like combination of multiple of people's work. So in one scene or one conversation or one monologue, there was like several pieces of all our different work in there. So that was really cool to finding out how they all fit together.
Anyone else want to answer that question?
I think that in school we can't always be vocal, and in this over the past 6 weeks, in this group we've got to be very vocal about how we feel about anything. And I think being in a group of young women, it was very impactful to be able to share your feelings and not anyone see it as teen angst. We all just understand each other. And I think we've all grown from this experience. So it was just really impactful to share how we feel and then put something beautiful together about how we feel.
Wait a minute, Miss Autumn has something to say. Miss Autumn has something to say.
I agree. I really like this experience because like I got to learn about like different teenagers who don't have like the same background as me, and yeah.
During the introduction said that we were probably going to feel uncomfortable watching some of this. So while you guys were writing all of this or devising all of this and putting it all together, were there moments where you felt really uncomfortable?
Excellent question.
I want to say that I kind of felt like a little uncomfortable writing the pieces about our school because for those who go to a charter school, like you do actually benefit a lot from it, like academically and all of that, but sometimes mentally and physically it's really hard. I didn't want, like me and the other girls who also wrote about this, we don't want to portray to like our school that it's bad or whatever. We just want to show that like we're kids, you know, we don't want like all that type of stress on us. We still had some time to grow up, like, yeah.
I did this like one poem in the beginning where like I was talking about my life, basically like how I feel about my life and everything. So that was really comfortable for me, like sharing about myself, putting myself out there. Like I usually don't I usually don't like giving my pride away because then I feel like people know a piece of me and then they don't really know how to take what I give them. So yeah, I guess that was like uncomfortable for me.
I feel like it's also with Autumn's point, it's uncomfortable because I don't want to portray my school as a bad school. We're like a very good school and people know us for being a good school and a good place as a whole, but there's sometimes where you need to listen to your child's voice. And it's not always that the teacher's voice or the parent voice comes first, but you need to listen to the child who goes to the school and has to deal with the hours and the way. Hi.
say it is. And I know that a lot of parents feel, oh, well, teenagers are just teenagers, they complain to complain. But there's some times where you need to listen to a teenager's voice and allow them to recognize there's something wrong. And when there's something wrong, you need to do something about it.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I feel uncomfortable. I'm like my friend is same as Tattiyani. Like when we were writing the pieces, we didn't know we have to present those pieces. So when they said you have to do this, and so we have to pick which one we want to do. We are like, no, we don't want to express ourselves. Like this is the opportunity to. The teacher said like this is the opportunity to say to the people what you like to be and how you are. Just like how you are behind the mask. So that's how. So we made it mask pieces and we had our own poem and mask and that's it.
Yes.
To add what Mahfuza and Tattiyani were saying, I'm an actor, so I'm used to acting on stage. But I told none of my family to come, even though they're coming tomorrow. Because I'm like, it's very weird to not play a character and to be authentically yourself in front of people who like know you and know you with your mask on and to show them how you really feel about things. It's very nerve-wracking.
We call it speaking truth to power. Yeah, I don't know who we say you're speaking truth to power, but we can't imagine what it's like to write something, you know, maybe calling a parent out, calling a teacher out, and then you're on stage and, oh, hi, Miss Smith. The bravery that it takes to do what they did is tremendous. I'm sorry.
So there was a point where we all sat down and we was talking about play, and there were certain pieces that were too personal to put in the play and like tell the public. And we noticed that like our first draft of the play was really personal and kind of like deep, and we was like, we don't want to give this to the audience because then we don't want the audience like rethinking their lives at the end. We needed to change a few things in order to make everyone feel comfortable with what they were saying.
So I work with teens. I teach sex ed, and one of my coworkers actually works in Brooklyn High School of the Arts. And I work with teens all the time. I've been working with nothing but teens, so I get it, and like I understand. But what would you want other teens to take away from your piece? I know that for adults and for teachers it may be a different message, but what would you want teens to do after they saw something like this?
I think this was answered like right before we started to create our script, or not really answered, but kind of thrown out there, is that as a teenager, I don't remember who said this, but as a teenager, you kind of have to have patience to be who you want to be, because the entire world is telling you who you can't be, and your parents are telling you, your school is telling you when you're in class, and then you go home and your parents are telling you. So you kind of have to have patience and hold on to that and know who you are and recognize that your day is coming to move out of that.
And I agree with Aanya, and it's also to the point, to the last song, Control, is to the point where you just need to have control of your own life. And it's hard enough being black, of course. During this situation, it's hard enough being black. It's hard enough being a woman, because black women are probably the most marginalized, disrespected person on this planet. And it's hard being that. And me, I'm one of the youngest people here. I may not seem like it, but I'm one of the youngest people here. And I have a long 2 years to go for high school. And I don't know if I'm able to get into college. I don't know if I'm able to do what I want to do in life with all this stuff happening. And I feel like with this, our broader message is just give us time and not rush into making us what we don't want to be. And I feel like many people, they go in life and they do what people want them to do, but not what they want to do. So they end up being depressed, or they end up not being who they want to be, and they live this life of disparity because of that. And they knew, if I made this choice, I would be able to do this, but I made this choice for another person. And now this other person is gone, and I'm just here doing nothing. So I feel like you, as people, need to understand, like, we're still in a child's place, and we still want to live in that child's place for a while, and not grow up so quick where we have to live with this corrupted kind of world now.
I partially disagree with Anya's point about waiting. I think the worst mistake I made in high school, and I'm a senior, I think the worst mistake I made was waiting. I think by just letting myself be told that because I'm a teenager, I'm being angsty, and I have all these feelings and hormones because I'm growing up, and it's all a part being people describe teenagers as like they're not people, like it's like we're not humans, and I think by waiting, you're just passing by, and I think other teenagers should take from this, instead of waiting, they should say something and be mature about it, because when you wait, you will allow people to take over your life and force you to grow up. And I feel like my school is a great school, but I feel like I've been forced to grow up like this. And so I think by not waiting and saying, like, listen, like, I'm gonna mess up on my own, like, I don't need you to tell me, like, you're gonna do this, that, and the third, like, just let me mess up a little and, like, make mistakes on my way. Like, by not waiting and just taking action of your life as a teenager, I think you'll be a better adult, because you know you make mistakes. And you know you had to fix them, and no one told you to fix them yourself. You had to fix them. So I wouldn't wait.
Other questions? Yes, Aissatou. Miss Aissatou Young. Everyone. Vibe along. She's a vibe girl, y'all.
Yes, I'm a vibe alum, and there's another Aissatou in here. Right?
Yes.
I was like, wow, and we pronounce her names the same way, like,
She's spelling the same way as well.
Oh yeah? And you, no OU, just you? AI says 18, OU. So not exactly, not spelled the same way, but still pronounced the same way, which is like crazy. But that's really cool. And I just wanted to further on the same conversation of waiting and talking about how you can't really be yourself because you're being told to do so many things, and it's like suppression coming from the outside, and what happens when you are silent. I just really wanted to say that, even as a 22-year-old, almost called myself 21, just turned 22, but yeah, 22. I wanted to say that's something that I'm even dealing with today, and so you guys talking about that, very relevant for a lot of people, and so kudos. Also, keep in mind, I wanted to say that a lot of the time, with all this outside coming in, these people are trying to help you, and I think about it as if I'm taking care of my 3-year-old niece, who is a handful, okay, always moving. When you grow into an adult, you're always and you're even at a certain stage in this. This has to be done, have to. And there's a certain amount of play that gets taken away from you as you're having to take care of all the responsibilities that you accumulate over time as you grow with your goals and all of your accomplishments and stuff like that. And so, it may help when you're feeling when you're realizing that there's this box caving in over you. Take it in. Well, what's helping me is to take it in, realize that it's help, but pick and choose. Do I want to use this help? Maybe it's something I can keep in my pocket for later. Probably won't benefit me much to completely ignore you, but it won't benefit me, right? But it won't benefit me much to just take it on. And if you feel like you need to speak up for yourself, I feel like you're saying. I'm sorry, what's your name? Naya. I feel like you're saying, when you're silent and you do what you're being told to do, a lot of the time, if you're just silent and you just move, you are growing into a person that you're not trying to become. If you feel that pain in your body telling you, well, we don't want to do this. So yeah, honestly, like I just wanted to say that, and thank you, honestly, God, thank you, and yeah.
We want to give these young women an opportunity to ask questions of you. Do you guys have any questions for the audience? They may not, don't take it personally. Yes.
Hi, those are two of my teachers. Did you feel uncomfortable when, I know you must have been surprised when you first walk out and there's 5 people from Achievement First walking out with uniform on, and they're just like, what did we get ourselves into? So I just want to ask, what was your reflection of all the stuff that had to deal with us?
I can start. I mean, I'm not surprised in a lot of ways. It's I think about these things a lot. And I've in little ways tried to do the things that I can do within my realm to help make our school a better place. I want to say thank you for not, I think what you were saying is you must have felt so kind of ugh, now can I really do this then, and letting us see you in a different way, and I really, really appreciate that a lot, Miss Autumn. It was really cool. It was really cool, and this kind of gives me ammunition to keep going back and fighting the battles that I know that I can fight. To make our school a place that you feel you have voice, because it really breaks my heart so much. Because I know all the voice that I have been given and was given throughout school, and I want that so much for all of you guys. And so thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
So I think for me, it was interesting. So Ms. Schwartz and I were actually having some of the conversations that you all were having while we were walking over here. So, there's a couple things about it, right? So, I am so impressed by you all, and just thank you all for holding this space, right? And even if you knew we were going to be here or didn't know we were going to be here, you were still going to come out here and do your truth, and that is so powerful. And I also just I am a little newer to the school system, right? Just knowing that I walk in that space as a Black woman every day, right? And so I see a lot of the things that you all see, and these are definitely some of the conversations that I want to have with you all, and I'm learning how to have, right? Making sure that I'm not centering myself in you all's experience, but using your voice to really accelerate the types of changes that are they should have that. They shouldn't feel like the system is oppressing their voice, or they're not able to say what they want to say or how they want to say it, right? And so these are definitely, I'm so happy that you all did this, because now we can talk about this. Love the professional emails, thank you.
Any other questions for our audience?
Honestly, I feel like you going back to the school and telling them about this play isn't going to do anything, because this AF systems think that they're building us to be like some kind of replica of a good white man or something. That's what they're trying to build us to be. So you going back to school is no point, because they feel like what they're doing is right.
Is there any space, just to push back on this a little bit, right? Because I do want to hold space for what you're saying. Is there any space in which the AF system, and it might not be a systematic change, but could there be something smaller on a small scale to give you all space or voice? Does that make sense? That question make sense? Okay, good.
I think maybe taking away that system of merits.
Okay.
Merits, some of the stuff is just you want us to speak up, and then you do stuff like that. You can't. I don't see how we're speaking up anymore.
How is the student government? How is the student government?
So in my school, the student government kind of, I believe
against like not try to like say negative things, but they don't actually voice out against like what's happening to us. Sometimes because of the fact that I guess they might be scared of the principal or something, that they don't really say anything, because at the end of the day she's still the principal of the school, and she still has power over like what we do. So they don't really do anything.
Yeah, and I also feel like it's the point of, it's not just our school. There is a school in Connecticut who walked out because they felt the same exact way. And the fact that a school in New York and a school in Connecticut and within the same system can walk out because of the same exact things, there's a bigger problem. And I also feel in the fact that we try to voice out opinions, and it's the people who always voice out the opinions that are just done with doing it. Because every time they do it, like for example, I always try to voice out my opinions, but I'm always constantly shut down. So I constantly ask myself, what's the point? So why would I continue doing it? I'm not helping anybody. It's still the same way. What's the point? So that's when I shut down. And that's when people start losing hope of any type of change. And when there's some teachers who have left the school because they feel the same way, and that's sad. Like a teacher cannot deal with the fact that students are being treated this way and getting like it's a mental way that we're getting used, and the fact that teachers can't deal with the fact of that and their only option is to leave is kind of disappointing, because it's like the teachers who want to voice out their opinions and they do are shut down, and they're like, I'm sorry, but I can't help you anymore. And there's students in the school that can't leave, so they're stuck to feel this type of way, and they're stuck through their high school experience while everybody else has this different high school experience. You look back at it as I was made to focus more on discipline more than I was to focus on academics. Like it was a second priority.
I agree with that. I think, like, did you hear her language? She said students who can't leave. It sounds like jail.
Yeah.
Sounds a lot like jail. I think that if it sounds like that, then there's something wrong. And like, I was student government president last year at our school, and I had no power at all. Like, it felt like we called it compromise when we talked to the leadership team, but it wasn't compromise. It was, you're gonna do this or you're not gonna do it at all. And what kind of student government is that? That's leadership team government. It's not student government.
Do you guys mind if I take 2 more questions from the audience? Great. Anais, and then I forgot.
So that's my mom. Hi. I go to middle school. Every day of my life.
No, she's taller than me. Yes.
I go to middle school in Williamsburg, and we did student government for like a year. 1 year, I'm going to 8th grade, and we only did it to 6th grade. And I think that the student government was just for show. They were powerless, and they did no decision making. Everything that was promised was given to us. And I just feel like in most schools, if not all, the student government is really powerless. The treasurer, the president, any student that wants to show any authority is ultimately shut down, like you said. And my second thing is, I wanted to know how Black History Month is handled in your schools. Because in my school,
sorry.
Wait, because I wanted to, because in my school, Black History Month is kind of not taken very seriously. It's, you get one announcement over the speaker, you get taught about Martin Luther King Jr. for like 5 minutes, and then everything else is, no Malcolm X, no Rosa Parks. We're just completely shut down and taken out of the curriculum. And we get one announcement about one Black civil rights leader over the loudspeaker, maybe twice in the whole month. And I feel like, I don't want to know if that's just my school that's taking it like that, or if it's a lot of schools that don't talk about Black civil rights leaders and the problems going on in the Black community.
So what do you think? How's it handled in your schools?
Well, I can't say, like in my school, you hear about it all the time. Like from the very first day, we used to read passages about Black people. So like I can't say that they don't talk about Black people, but I feel like they talk about it too much. Like they wanna just. This is where I'm going back to where they don't want me to overcome being like a black person. They want me to just like beat the expectations of a black person, but not go any further than that. So like when they talk about the same black people over and over again, it's like where are you gonna get with this? Like those are they did it. Do you expect me to do it too? Like I don't really get that as weird.
I agree with her, what she said, and I agree with the part where she said about like being the expectations of a black person, because I feel like school actually correlates with like the white man's burdens philosophy. I don't know if it's philosophy or something, but it kind of correlates with that, because I feel like sometimes the teachers feel as though it's their need to like ensure that we have discipline. It's their need to ensure that we have these things that not a lot of black people have. But sometimes they don't look at the fact that we're still teenagers and we're still children, and we still have like room to like grow up and never mind. Black History Month in particular at my school, the principal does an announcement every morning talking about a different civil rights leader. But I feel like education about Black history in general at my school is really lacking. In English, well, let's go to global first. Global history, we have maybe 20 pages on the entire history of all the countries in Africa. And the rest is Europe and some of Asia, which I feel like being that it has the richest history of any continent, that's not adequate. And then in addition, we don't like, the only books that we read in our English class for the first 3 years until I took AP Literature was a lot of really sad black books, so like a lot of The Bluest Eye and Toni Morrison and things that make you feel bad or feel like some negative emotion about blackness and blackness in America. And while like my peers in Manhattan were reading Shakespeare and this other great literature that kind of widened their view of the world. So I feel like with that they kind of stuck us in this mindset without allowing us to see the bright side of being black and the good side and learning about our history and what actually happened and the richness of it. So I feel like it's very limiting in that way.
I feel like it's not also, it's just the fact that our school teaches us lies sometimes and we're stuck with them. Like, for example, Christopher Columbus discovered America. How can you discover America when it was already discovered? If there was 5% of Native Americans already there, how are they Native Americans if they're native to their own land? That doesn't make sense. That means that it's Euro Americans and Native Americans are actually Americans. So, I mean, I'll present that in class and probably get in trouble for it because I'm not right. So, and the map is also wrong. The map is not sized correctly. It's made to seem like the more Eurocentric places are bigger than Africa when Africa is pretty huge. It's pretty big, but we're not taught that in school. And it's sad that I have younger siblings and younger cousins who are gonna have to grow up in school and learn the wrongs of themselves and not actually know who they need to identify. And I feel like I'm not also allowed to show my culture in school. Like, my school is a school full of minorities, but I'm not allowed to show that I come from here or I come from here. It's like, no, you're not allowed to be different. You're supposed to be the same as everybody else. You're not allowed to, I haven't had multicultural days since I was in 6th grade. And that was the last day I was wearing my Jamaican and Trinidadian, St. Lucian and Panamanian flag. And when people find out that I'm somewhat Hispanic, they're like, no, you're not, you're black. Or when I say I have some Caribbean in me, they're like, no, you're not, you're black. And it's just like, just to be labeled as black, just another black person, it's disgraceful in a way because you don't know what to say about that. Like, yeah, I guess I'm just black.
Thank you. And this will be, is this okay for this to be our last question? Y'all cool with that? Okay. This will be our last question. Yes, ma'am.
It's not really a question. It's just I had the realization, and it's so telling that you go to AF, you go to Achievement First, and it's a charter school,
So I graduated from an uncommon school, the very first uncommon school, and we had the same problem. So it was very telling. I graduated in 2007 to see that we didn't have those kind of spaces back then either to kind of voice how we felt about the kind of space that we were in. So it's so interesting to see that it's still the same, probably even worse than what it was for people in that particular system. So it's really interesting. That we shared the same, like I felt the same exact way. So
Yeah, because like it's supposed to be like the theme of a charter school basically. So you won't get that from other schools.
So in order to have the space, it probably is more systematic change over anything for you guys to be able to have that space so that you can have those conversations and so that your voices can be heard. Because it's such a larger, it's so huge.
I'm glad you said that, and that's a great note for us to end on, and to remind you all that that is why viBe Theater Experience exists. We are about moving this movement. We are about placing them at the center, giving them this stage, this platform to speak their truth, and also, yes, to speak truth to power. And have you done that brilliantly or what?